Hello, good evening and welcome. Shalom, assalamu alaikum. It is July 2010. My name is Alexander Barron. I'm an independent researcher based in London, England. And this is Internet Sermon number 7 from me. It is also by far the most important document I have ever produced. I am not the only person who is currently reiterating this message. I am not the first. And I'm certainly not the best qualified. But you ignore me and all the other Cassandras at your peril. Unless you've been living on another planet, you will have heard of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. On April 20th this year, an explosion on this rig led to what was rapidly to become the worst oil spill in American history, and what is now the worst in world history. The explosion killed 11 rig workers and injured another 17. Tragic though that was, that death toll pales in comparison with the damage this spill has the potential to cause. At this point in time, the resulting oil slick is known to cover over 2,500 square miles. The Atlantic Ocean covers over 20% of the Earth's surface, so that is quite a small percentage. But let's try another comparison. The island of Jamaica is around 4,500 square miles, so you're looking at a slick probably the size of Jamaica, maybe bigger, and that is only the oil that we know about. If you've been following this story only in the mainstream media, newspapers, radio, television, you will have missed the real story. I needn't tell you that you can't believe everything you read on the internet any more than you can believe everything you read in the paper or see on TV. But there are many reports available from reputable, knowledgeable sources which contain a wide array of expert and informed opinion. Not all doom-mongering, but intelligent speculation, projections and unavoidable scenarios. All these are but a few keystrokes away. If you put them all together, and if you apply a little foresight, the conclusion is ominous. Unless we do something now, and I mean now, we are all doomed. Even if we do act now, we could still be doomed. You can see photographs of some of the devastation the oil slick has already caused on many websites, such as the Alexander Higgins blogspot. The devastation to wildlife is already clearly immense, but this is a drop in the ocean to what we can expect. There have been reports of immense plumes of oil under the surface, and there has been intelligent speculation from highly qualified scientists that the seabed itself may have been fractured, while that vast quantities of methane gas will be released, which will have disastrous consequences, not simply for the people living in the immediate area, but for all mankind. I am not qualified to comment on such speculation. I can say only we must all hope for the best, but if this leak is not stopped permanently, it has the potential to kill every fish in the Atlantic. Earlier this month, BP suspended its dividend payout for the rest of the year and is expected to pay out at least $20 billion to clear up the mess, as far as it can be cleaned up. The company's share price has plummeted and continues to fall, and we are told investors, including pension funds, are extremely worried. But what good will their dividends and all the money on earth do them if the world's oceans die? Now here's the heart of my message. We must shut down the oil now. On May 7th, the Obama administration banned offshore oil drilling, a ban which was extended on May 28th. Since his honeymoon period ended, Obama has come in for a great deal of personal criticism over many of his policies. but he should have been given a medal for this one. So what do the oil companies do? They take the US government to court, and a federal district judge in New Orleans, of all places, like Hurricane Katrina, District Judge Martin Feldman lifts the ban. Is he and are the oil companies insane? What happens if there is another similar spill? This is a ludicrous decision. As I said, we must shut down the oil now, not just the deep sea drilling in the Gulf of Mexico, but everywhere. Leaving aside the terrible consequences of this particular disaster, doesn't anyone realise what all this drilling is letting us in for? Oil under the seabed is compressed, but if it is pumped out, what is going to replace it? They teach in primary school that nature abhors a vacuum. Extracting oil from under the sea, especially so far down, is a recipe for disaster. Whatever blame is rightly attached to BP, this was an accident waiting to happen. We, our planet, can't afford any more. Leaving aside phony pseudo-economic arguments against shutting down oil production, I hear people saying, we can't afford to, we need oil. There are no other sources of cheap energy available in such quantity. First, cheap is not a word we can afford to use after Deepwater Horizon. Second, if you think we need oil, that we have enough oil to last for the foreseeable future, or even for the next 50 years, check out the lecture on the exponential function by Professor Alfred Bartlett. You can find this on the YouTube website under the modest sounding title, The Most Important Video You'll Ever See. I would suggest you watch the entire lecture, but parts 5 and 6 are most relevant to fossil fuels, and no, this is not Professor Bartlett's title.